Hello, dear friends. The Lord will cause the enemies who rise up against you to be defeated before you. They will come against you by one way and flee before you by 7 ways. Deuteronomy 28:7. Opinion piece. End of politicking. End of darkness. Partisan disputes. Cheap politicking. New public maturity. Turbulence is expected. End of political parties. In search of human unity. Lack of ethical principles. New forms of government. The world will soon understand. Something monumental is brewing. The world is on the brink of change. Everything has to come to the surface. Anything is possible in this crazy world. All the guts have been thrown up in the air. Let's start. Politicking means to engage in politics, of intrigue and baseness, to do shady business in politics, or to do politics without a fixed direction with superficiality or frivolity. More and more people seem to be abandoning party affiliation in light of what is before their eyes, the disintegration of their society, orchestrated by divide and conquer tactics, according to Steve Biko. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll choose the other party. Robert Kennedy and J.D. Vance ask, does party affiliation come before the need to deal with reality? Definition. Politicking is a negative political practice characterized by actions and behaviors that lack ethical principles and seek personal or group benefit over the common good. Cheap politicking is defined as acting in politics through intrigue or a practice that consists of trying to gain or maintain power through licenses, false promises, and gifts. Its main characteristics include a lack of legitimacy and ethical principles, motivation by ambition, hatred of resentment, the search for personal, family, or group benefit, the trampling of democratic principles and freedom, the submission of party bases or the people to decisions of bosses, and the great difference between speech and actions. Never judge a politician by his words, but by his words, by his actions. I repeat the phrase. Never judge a politician by his words, but by his actions. Cheap politicking employs various questionable methods. The recruitment of followers through promises of employment, candidacies or impunity, the use of gifts and buying of consciousness, vile machinations and vulgarity, political deflection, and low-level intrigues and maneuvers. The consequences of these practices are negative for society, since they generate repugnance towards politics in general, drive qualified people away from political participation, allow individuals without preparation or principles to occupy public offices, and create a weather of distrust and cynicism in the population. Public change. Steve Biko predicts that the days of political parties will soon be over. This world needs to work for everyone. We need the same level of human rights to prevail in all parts of the earth, the same general level of prosperity, the same general level of education, healthcare, transportation, etc. Meanwhile, with the advent of the quantum voting system, democracy will now be more honest, safe, and easy. And with Jesus' universal prosperity, people everywhere will have financial security in a peaceful world. That same spiritual maturity in community affairs is our future, not endless partisan bickering. This will prompt us to reduce the size of government and put an end to the three-letter agencies and subsidized media that are the voice of their master. Channeled sources have predicted our move toward a more conciliatory form of government, such as exists in many other advanced civilizations. It is time for Earth Gaia to be fully represented on a cosmic level as humankind. Matthew reveals that the highest universal government is a council and is able to examine the collective consciousness to see if the time for revelation has come. They know that the arrival of visitors at this time would cause panic in the majority. Not only would that generate more negativity, but it would strengthen the dark ones who thrive on the energy of fear. According to Matthew, important decisions are made by the God of this universe and the highest universal councils. In quotes, in governing this universe, the responsibility of the God of this universe is to adhere to the laws set forth by the Creator, including honoring the decisions of free will, with the only exception that there will be no more nuclear detonations in space. According to Matthew, the Earth is approaching vibrational levels where the light is so intense that all those who have rejected the light will disappear. This may sound too harsh, but this is not a divine judgment or punishment. It is simply the physics governing life in this universe, that bodies deprived of light cannot survive on higher frequencies. In short, all those who have caused terrifying conditions will disappear. Signs. Small and large signs are all around us. What we are seeing is the coming to the surface of everything that needs to be healed. Everything has to come to the surface so that this festering cannot boil over again. In light of this, I invite everyone to stop fighting for the harmful divisions used against us and to seek instead what the darkness does not want us to believe: human unity. Human unity. After the world wars and global disintegration, we can see that we have been manipulated for millennia. It is a feature of our world that we thought was over and that always comes back again. Fortunately, all those faithful to the light are uniting to overthrow the darkness once and for all. Today, the world is a crazy place. Anything is possible. When all the cats have been thrown into the air, anything is possible. Not just all the bad, but all the goods as well. We need to take new paths. There are fewer and fewer reasons not to do so in a time of chaos like this, and more reasons to do so. Let us take the new paths and opportunities that are opening up before us to end divisions, create human unity, and end the reign of darkness here on earth. Jesus said through Linda Dillon, "You live in tumultuous times, and you live in a time of plenitude. You are making room for compassion, correction, and understanding. You are bringing to light what needs to be revealed so that it does not destroy the fabric of society. When you see the shadow, it finds the light." Apocalyptic news. This new moon on Virgo on September 3rd is a great eye-opener. Typhoon Sanshan intensifies to Category 4. It remains stationary off the coast of Japan. Evacuation of nearly 1 million people is ordered. Trump sparks intrigue on Truth Social with a series of cryptic posts, including, in quotes, "The world will understand soon, and nothing can stop what is coming." The world is on the brink of a sea change that few dare to understand, let alone acknowledge. Yet in the internet underworld, the rumors are growing louder. Something monumental is brewing. Since the appearance of Mr. Apocalypse over a decade ago, revelations have been coming out with regularity. Suddenly, in recent times, the revelations are more disturbing than the previous ones. 126 countries are debating moving away from the dollar and paying with cryptocurrencies. The BRICS group hosted its sixth international forum this week, with over 5,000 participants. De-dollarization is high on their list of priorities. According to Kapamur, free will is not the same as freedom. Free will refers to our decisions regardless of our circumstances. Individual decisions will determine our outcomes, not secret knowledge or defeating enemies. Keshara's daily message. You are entering a time of great excitement, and yes, turbulence is to be expected. This is natural in an ascending world. As you are bathed in higher light, tremors occur, for old energy is coming to the surface and being transmuted. Hold your light and remain centered in your heart. You are truly in the final chapter of your journey on 3DF. The work of Dr. Walter Russell attempted to bridge the gap between science and spirituality, suggesting that the universe is fundamentally composed of light and that all matter is an extension of this light, controlled by the mind of our consciousness. These ideas challenged the conventional scientific thinking of his time, particularly in his view of energy, matter, and light, about the nature of the universe. Miriam Delicado had a contact experience in 1988 when a group of tall blondes revealed their role in the creation of humankind and in the rescue of part of previous human civilizations in giant ships, also known as spacecrafts. She also discusses the role of underground civilizations or ant people in helping humankind during planetary changes. Finally, she explains that ascension is not what many believe in terms of raising consciousness to escape third density life, but rather it is an acceptance of the omniverse at all levels of existence. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.